brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's
Hey y'all, I'm Deja Marie and you're not watching Ja TV. Hi, if this is your first time seeing this beautiful face and hearing this raspy, beautiful voice, I was sick. I was out sick, y'all. And because I was out sick, you know what made me feel very much better? You know what made me get from the sickness? Subscribing to this YouTube channel. Kidding, y'all. I'm kidding. But no, for real though, subscribe to this YouTube channel. And yes, I've been out sick. I've been trying, like, I've been thinking about you guys. I really have. I really love making videos. I really love telling my messy ass story time and telling the tea on myself, and not only telling the tea on myself, but telling tea on others. Because maybe why? Because I was involved. That's why I only tell things that I was involved in. I never spill nobody else's fucking tea if I had nothing to do with it. Make sure that you like this video because, again, like I've always said in my previous videos, go ahead and check them out when you get a chance. Liking my video and also commenting on my video helps YouTube push my channel out into the algorithm, and that way more people can discover me. Now let's get into the story time. Now, as you can see by today's title, I don't know what I'm titling this video, but as you can see, we got another messy behind story time, and I'm going to be introducing a new character to this channel. And please get familiarized, very familiarized with this character because I have plenty of stories about this character. Name him Trevor Jackson, y'all. Trevor Jackson. If you don't know who Trevor Jackson is, I'm going to put him right here on the screen to show you exactly who Trevor Jackson is. But I'm going to show a very old photo of Trevor Jackson because at this time, Trevor Jackson was pretty young and pretty much looked like what he looks like in the photo. And the reason why I'm bringing up Trevor Jackson is because my ex-boyfriend, my then boyfriend at the time in this story time, look like he can be related to Trevor Jackson. So that's why we're going to name him Trevor Jackson in this video. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. So, Trevor Jackson, this person that I regret ever meeting in my freaking life because he has caused me so much trauma in my life, so much trauma to where to this day I am still very much traumatized, but maybe not as much traumatized as I was when everything was fresh and said and done. So, um, yeah, I'm not going to do the trigger warning or the trigger type of story times just so yet earlier on because I just feel like it's too early. So I'm gonna give you guys an introductory to who Trevor Jackson is, and we're gonna start things slow. We're gonna start off slow. Like how some of y'all need to be starting off slow in y'all relationships and stop moving too motherfucking fast. Because that's how shit get very treacherous around here. And honestly, um, yeah, I should have learned that back then dealing with Trevor Jackson. But anywho, um, but we're just gonna say Trevor because I don't want somebody to like click a portion of my video and keep hearing me say Trevor Jackson and I'm gonna really think that I dealt with the Trevor Jackson. No, honey. I mean, I wish, child. That was my crush. That was my celebrity crush when I was a teeny bopper. But anywho, I met him in my junior year of high school, and it was through a mutual friend. Me and him had a friend in common, and come to find out him and this friend that we had in common, they were very very close. I knew that they were very very close, but I didn't know how close they were. But I met him through this mutual friend, and we're gonna name this mutual friend Tom. We're just gonna name him Tom, just to make shit easier for me to remember these names. So Tom, I had a class with Tom. We had like this, basically like this. It's called what was it called? Creative writing. It was one of those classes where like when you didn't do good in a class or you didn't do good on like this, I guess standard test that this standardized test that everybody in like the county had to take or whatever. So you basically had to take that test to prepare you for you guys to make up that exam or whatever case may be on another exam, right? So creative, I think it was called creative writing or some crap. So I had him in that class, and I had other like friends in that class too that I've known since middle school or whatever case may be, right? So we was chopping up, we're cool, and then we had each other on Snapchat or whatever the case may be. One day, I noticed that Trevor had added me on Snapchat. So mind you, right? Oh, I forgot to give you guys a description of what Trevor looked like, but he literally looks like Trevor Jackson. So let's get into like his characteristics and like what he did in high school or whatever he's gonna be. So Trevor used to be on the basketball team. Trevor was pretty tall. He was like in the 6 foot range. He appeared to be like laid back, chill, shy, or whatever. Like, I never used to see him interact with people that much in high school. But the craziest part about it is that like the girl that he was dating before, she used to be cool. Like we used to be cool. And yeah, she had took my sloppy seconds. So maybe I will get into a story time about that. I think I have a story time already on this channel and it's super duper old, but I don't mind retelling that story or whatever the case may be. Took my sloppy seconds, so I thought that it would be cool to take her sloppy seconds back years later. Yeah. But I like don't ever do that. Like guys, when you guys are listening to the story time, please learn from my mistakes and learn from me, because it's like the situations that I got in could have been avoided by me simply being like, no, dub that shit. I'm not dealing with you or whatever the case may be. And I would not be traumatized at the age of 25 years old to this day. From what how I was from 16-year-old me. So yeah. So yeah, I thought it would be smart to get myself involved with Trevor because Trevor used to date like the girl that had took my sloppy seconds back in ninth grade. And yeah, so back to what I was saying, Trevor had added me on Snapchat and Trevor was clocking my tea, child. He was watching every single video that I had put out. Like, bitch, I could post a picture about a freaking rock and he's gonna be the first person to watch that shit. And that's how I knew, like, okay, sooner or later, like this boy's gonna hit me up, right? Lo and behold, Tom, which is Trevor's, close friend, also my friend, hit me up and was trying to tell me like, "Hey, I got a friend that likes you." Da 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 da. I already knew exactly who he was talking about because it's like, nigga, what other friend? Like nobody else from the basketball team was clocking my tea like Trevor was, so I know it had to been Trevor. So when I asked him who it was, he told me it was Trevor. Okay, cool. So I'm like, all right, send the deets, tell him to hit me up because I'm not hitting him up. I was never that type of girl to go to no boy first. You crazy? But I have some pretty young demographics that watch me. Um, if you find out a boy likes you, wait for them to come to you. Do not go to them. Don't be on some. I heard you like me. Da 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 da. Whatever, whatever. Right? Let them come to you. Don't ever. That's almost like you getting on one knee and proposing to them and giving them a like a freaking promise ring. Don't ever do that shit, girl. Yeah, so all right, everything said and done. Shortly after, Trevor hits me up or whatever case it may be, and everything's going, everything. And I wish I still had him on Snapchat to like look back at the messages, but baby, I blocked him long time ago, honey. I blocked him long time ago, so I don't have no messages. I do have some old messages on Instagram, so maybe I can be messy. I can't be messy. I gotta bring out the iPad. Y'all know it starts to get messy when you bring out the iPad. I had him previously blocked for like years, and then I unblocked him because it was just like, baby, it's time for you to see me, see how much I've flourished since I left your dumb ass. But no, it wasn't. That wasn't even like the main case. It was just like I started unblocking people because I just got to a certain point in my life and age to where it's like, why do I have you blocked? Like, it's no point. Like, there's no beef. So, but I am gonna keep you where you are. It's just no beef no more. Yeah, I might crack out the iPad just to show y'all the foolishness. But when the time is right, I'm gonna break out the iPad because the messages was crazy and like how we would talk to each other and how he would talk to me. It was giving like, nigga, you never liked me. Like you wanted to get with me because like I was eye candy for a lot of fucking people. And everybody just wanted to get to know me and get with me and shit like that because it was just like I was that mysterious, pretty quiet girl or whatever who seems to be cool with everybody, not popular but very known and stuff like that. So I was that type of person, and everybody wanted to go get with me. And once you get to know me, I was always a vibe. Like I don't know, people used to think that I was a mean bitch or whatever because I had like a RBF. I had RBF, which is resting bitch face, but that's just was my face. And part of it because like maybe I could be autistic. I don't even fucking know. I was never diagnosed. So like my face 9 times out of 10, like sometimes my face does not match my emotions. So But we're talking, we're texting, da da da, like everything's going smooth. And then shortly after, like that's when a whole fucking school, like this is when I start to find out like how many girls actually liked him, and girls ended up not liking me because they liked him. They wanted to be with him first, and I ended up getting him. And I used to think that like, bitch, I won the jackpot, but which really and truly, like, I only won like a flaming bag of shit at my doorstep. That's the only thing that I won from this fucking person. Into our first date, because like this person was just a red flag all the fuck around. And it's like, please, once you start seeing red flags in somebody, I think it's time for you to do an evaluation on yourself, and not only on yourself, but that person, and to see that if it's worth to even still mess with the person. Because yeah, sometimes it's cool and all to do things for the plot, because I used to do a lot of things for the plot just so I could get a kiki and a big laugh out of it. But like really and truly, it was not worth the kiki. Like, don't let the tea be about you. Okay, just keep it to a minimum, and like let the tea be about other people. But I understand, like, some things are character growth, and like a lot of stuff I had a character growth from. But like wholeheartedly, I had no business being with this person at all. So this is when like I started to realize like I have no business being with this person, and it's really affecting, like it's starting to affect my day-to-day life and stuff like that, and affect like my relationship with my mom and stuff like that. Because like really, once you start getting into like boys or whatever that you like, it really starts to affect like your personal life at home, and ruin relationships with people. And like that's just something, like a big lesson that I learned. But I also like realized too that like, my parents shouldn't have been super duper hard on me, because it was like it was certain things where I found myself in a big situation, which I would talk about like in a later time. Just this is an introductory to this person, and the red flags that like I have encountered, and I should have dead it along, like from freaking day one. So yeah, like I feel like my parents should have been super duper hard on me about like particular situations, and it caused me to like shut down and not want to tell my parents like nothing ever again, like after that or whatever case maybe, when it comes, especially when it comes to this person. So like I just didn't feel like I had the open space or the open ground or middle ground to come out to my parents and let them know what's really going on, and type of stuff like that. Because by the time when I'm like I really want to tell my parents what's really going on, they wasn't believing me. They had their mind set up to where like, no, you're doing this, you're doing that, and it's like, no, nigga, listen to me, this is what's really going on. But nobody wanted to listen to me. By that, I thought that I was smarter than, like, you guys remember that show, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? I wasn't smarter than a fifth grader when it came to this elaborate plan that I came up with. So it came down to a point where, me and this person decided to go on a date. He initiated the date. So where do teenagers go when they want to go on a date? The mall, the movies, the skating rink, some rink a dink shit. We decided to go to the movies. And I just had to figure out, okay, how am I gonna get myself to the movies without my mom being alarmed? You know what I mean? Like, who I'm hanging out with. So I made a lie. I came up with a lie, and I got my friends involved to be like, hey, I told my mom that I'm going to the movies with you guys, because I was a part of a friend group. And, it was all girls. So I told them that I'm gonna be going to the movies with you guys. So if anybody say anything, if my mom asks or whatever case may be, or my mom sees y'all one day and be like, "How was the movie? This is that, blah blah blah. This is the plan. This is how it's going." My friends were all in for it. Whatever, they were supporting me because they knew that I was trying to go on a date with Trevor, because Trevor initiated the fucking date. So I came up with a plan, right? My mom believed it. My mom believed it. When it came down to dropping me off to the movies, my mom was not letting me get out the car until she seen my friend like eye to eye or whatever the case may be. Whole time it's Trevor who I'm going to the movies with, and Trevor, dumbass, is like in the background. He's like visible, but my mom doesn't know that that's who I'm going to be with. So she's just probably thinking like, oh, it's just some boy. but she's waiting for my friends to come out the movie theater because I said that they were already there and they were just waiting for me. So my mom was like, all right, so tell one of them um to come out and come get you. Like, I'm not just gonna let you go in the movie theater. So I'm just like, fuck, like, why she being such a hard ass right now? Just let me get out the car and go on about your business. So my mom was not going for it. So fast forward, like the boy, like Trevor kept texting me and he was like, what's taking so long? What's taking so long? So I'm letting him know what's going on. I'm not letting me out the car. So he's like, fuck it, you're just gonna have to tell the truth. So I'm just like, no, nigga. Finally, my mom catches on to what's going on and she was like, there is no like such and such. Like she said my friends, like all my friends' name, like she like they're not here. And that's when I was like, you know what, she caught me. Let me just tell her what's up. So I tell her what's up. She was pretty upset with me, but she ended up still letting me go or whatever case may be. And she was like, listen, like I'm gonna let you go, but you're gonna have to find your way home. What you mean you not coming to pick me up? No, mommy, please. I was close to just like going back home with mom, but I was like, nah, like I don't want to leave him stranded. She let me go, and my mom was like, you know, I only want to know like what boy that you're being with just for your safety, like in not only just your safety but his safety too, because you guys are minors. Anything could happen to you guys, and then the police is going to come knocking on our doors as the parents. And I completely get where my mom is coming from now that I'm older or whatever. Get out the car, I'm pretty sad. My mom's still blowing up my phone of how disappointed she is in me and all stuff like that, so it was very hard for me to enjoy the movie. So I was pretty sad, and I didn't let Trevor know like right then and there, like I didn't have a ride home until like once the movie was over. And that's when he was like, oh, did you call your mom? And that's when I had to let him know like, well, mom's not coming to get me. And he was like, all right, my sister's coming to get me, so I'm gonna just ask my sister if it's okay if she could drop you home, because like, you know, we live close to each other. So the sister was okay with it. Oh, I jumped too far into the story time. I jumped too far. Guys, the story, like the movie date wasn't as cookie cutter as like how I just explained it. Like I keep jumping too far. So this is what happened. And this is when I realized like you invited me here and this is how shit is going. So once I get out the car, we by that time, like I didn't know nothing about like having a movie app and buying the tickets online and stuff like that. And it's up, but and at that time, anyways, I didn't own a credit card, so there would have been no way for me to do that. We bought our tickets at like the box office, and we get ready to pay for the tickets. Like the dude, you know, the cashier person told us the price and stuff like that. So I'm expecting him to pay for us because you wanted to go on a date with me, so you have to pay. And this dude takes out his wallet, and I could have swore I seen dust come out. And I'm like in my head, like, where's the money? He's looking through his wallet, acting like he's trying to find money, and whole time there was nothing in his wallet. Like the wallet was so barren. It was just it was like like the Egypt desert or some shit. And I was right then and there, I was so embarrassed. Like at 16 years old, I was so embarrassed because I'm with somebody who's broke as fuck, and you invited me out here and I got in trouble. I got in trouble. Not only are you broke as fuck, but now I gotta pay for both of our tickets. So that means you don't have money for food. So he talking about some he don't got enough. I think this nigga only brought like $5. And even for like adult tickets, because when you're over the age of like I believe 14 for like many movie theaters, or 15, you're considered an adult, so you have to buy an adult ticket. And I was like, this is not even enough to cover one ticket. This is not even to cover half. What do you mean you don't have money? So granted, I get it, we're in high school, we're all broke, but baby, not me. Like my family used to pack me with money. When I'm going out, my family is giving me money, even money just because money, you know what I mean? Or money because like, you know, hey, just in case I don't come home in time from work to cook dinner, go ahead and go to the plaza and get you, you know, some chicken and fries or something, you know what I mean? Some wings and fries. Like I used to always have money and I used to always save my money too. And so I ended up having to be the one to like take one for the fucking team. I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed, y'all, and I should have dubbed his ass, but I didn't dub his ass because he's Trevor Jackson, bitch. What the fuck you mean? All the girls in the school liked him. Everybody wanted him. I done took this fucking girl's just fucking bitch sloppy seconds. What you mean? I gotta take one for the team and live this shit out and see how things go. No, honey. To my 16-year-old self, dear me, you had self-esteem, like low self-esteem issues, honey, big time. And you did not have to stoop yourself that low to deal with trash and trash ass fucking behavior. You should never ever have involved yourself into no situation like that, because now you are still suffering from the consequences of dealing with that individual, and suffering from like just the embarrassment of even dealing with this fucking individual, because not only was this individual is like so whack, but there was rumors about him being gay, being DL. So it was just like, dude, what the I went through so much. I went through so much with this person. So yeah, that's what happened. I was embarrassed. So not only I'm embarrassed because this broke ass, whack ass nigga, but I got in fucking deep shit with my mom. Finally, I get home safe and sound. I got home pretty late, but my mom wasn't upset about that, like, cause she knew like what time the movie started, and she let me go. Like my mom was strict, but she wasn't super strict. Like she was like, from what other people tell me, like my mom was pretty much the cool mom or whatever case may be, but my mom didn't play that shit at the same time. It's like my mom had healthy boundaries with me. But I ain't gonna lie, like my mom was a firecracker on my ass, and I used to be on fire every single time when it comes to my mom. In certain situations, I do feel like my mom could have handled it better, but I mean, this is her first time at life too, so it just comes with time and it comes with growth. But yeah, yeah, I got home and I believe this was like before Thanksgiving break too. So my mom was so heat with me. She didn't want me home like for Thanksgiving, so she sent me to be with my godmother, who was also my cousin. And shout out to her. I love her so much. I love her to pieces. So I was with her and I was with her son, which is not only like my cousin, my god brother, and he was like, he is the brother that I never had from my mother. You know what I mean? So I was spending time with them, which I mean, it wasn't really a loss because I loved them to pieces and I love them to this day. So I love being around them so much. So my mom sent me to be with them, and I think we were in, where were we? We were pretty far from home because at the time my godmother was like not living in Broward County. So I mean, I think it is Broward County. I think no, my god, I don't remember where my godmother was, but she was pretty far from where we all had stayed and where we all had lived. My mom just was on some like, hey, like, could you please talk to your relative? Please talk to your little cousin or slash goddaughter, and let her know, like, you know, what she how she's going about things is not right when it comes to this boy. So you know, my godmother's whole thing was like, you know, because my godmother is like good cop, like she's good cop. My mom is bad cop. My godmother is good cop. So I used to feel so comfortable telling my godmother anything, like anything that I didn't feel comfortable telling my mom, I would go to her. And it was the same thing with my dad too. Like my dad was like both good cop and bad cop, but he was mostly good cop when it came to me. And my godmother whole thing was like, listen, you know, I get it, you're coming of age and you're into boys, and there's nothing wrong with you being into boys. And she was telling me stories about her being into boys and stuff like that, right? And she was like, you know, but it doesn't put this kid in a good light, because it's just like, you know, what was so bad about your mom knowing about this guy, you know? And like, it doesn't put him in a good light, and it makes us feel like, well, dang, is this boy into doing certain things that you don't want us to know about, or, you know? And she was like, your mom just wants to know that you're safe and she's okay, that you're okay and stuff like that. So, you know, introduce them to, let them have like a proper, like, you know, introductory like point, and you know, like conversation or whatever case may be, so your mom could feel more comfortable with you being around this guy. And that's just was their whole thing. And you know, I had a better understanding of where my mom was coming from when my godmother had broke it down to me. So shouts out to her. pretty much like of the story time. Like I just got into big trouble, but I kept on getting into like a slew of trouble when it came to this individual, and I will save that for the next story time. So be on the lookout for that. That will be coming out very, very soon because again, like I'm still sick, but I'm feeling much better now to where I could be able to sit in front of this camera and speak to you guys and give you guys something to watch and be entertained by and just let you guys know that I still exist and you still have somebody to watch. Okay, me, you, and we're friends until the very end, like Chucky. Mm-hmm. Yeah, y'all, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys like learned from what I learned when I was coming of age. Yeah, make sure you are subscribed to this channel, like, comment, and yeah, I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. So match your heart with me. Match your heart with me if you love me. Yeah.
You could get snatched up, dirty ass baby girl, you need to back up.